basement. Do you remember him in the mailroom? Funny dude. So funny.
Shro?
No.
Brett?
The older dude.
Brisbane?
Yeah. Brizzy?
Brisbane.
Yeah. He used to just talk about, he's like, all you gotta do, he's like, is you gotta just start a refinishing furniture business. He said you have a pile of rags in the basement, and you have to be making spaghetti, and you have the stove on, and you have to heat up.
He's got a whole plan.
Yeah, that's a whole plan.
Oh my goodness.
We were always laughing. We're like, we're waiting to read the paper about your house going up in flames. Waiting.
Start furniture
Just
refinishing
waiting.
business.
He told us the rags, you use linseed oil, like all this stuff.
Wow.
We had it dialed in. Dude, we were
That's
laughing.
dark. Yeah.
And he told me, he's like, Jerry, he's like, you got the perfect setup. He's like, you've got a wood-burning stove in your basement. You get that thing cranking up with heat. You were down there working on stuff, and you're just gone.
You run out to the
And
store
you
to
run
get
out to
some
the
more.
store,
Yeah.
And it just, I lost it all.
Jrich and Jerry, we're here with you. Trail Whispers podcast on a Thursday afternoon. Fun stories, chiropractic care. Life's an open book, so sit back in your chair. We're walking down the trail of life, so come along. With Trail Whispers podcast, you can't go wrong.
Oh wow, okay. Stark County's got $23,000 to receive mosquito control funding.
How much?
$23,000.
Wow.
The biggest are Ashland and Medina, both got $25,000. Mosquitoes are considered to be the deadliest animal in the world.
Yeah, I believe that.
They're responsible for at least 750,000 human deaths. So worse than COVID.
That's pretty crazy when you think about it.
People kill 475,000. Other people. Snakes 50,000. Dogs 25,000. Which we could.
All of them are pit bulls.
All of them are pit bulls.
Are we rolling right now?
I don't know. Crocodiles 1,000. So mosquitoes are doing more than people, snakes, dogs, and crocodiles, and we're just giving $25,000 to the county. Something doesn't seem right.
No, something's not right.
Yeah, I feel like that's a problem.
I'm gonna move these table mats off here. They get sticky when they're a little hot.
So maybe what we could do is we could call into John Whedon, since he was former...
John. Hey, John.
John,
Are you there?
We got a question for you, John. So mosquitoes are running rampant. Would you like to be the head of the mosquito task force in Stark County? We hear you're good. You know how to recruit and how to keep people. Wow, dude, that's crazy. 25,000 by dogs.
That's in the world, though. Right? The most deadliest animal in the world, worldwide. So that's really not... I mean, we're dealing with 8 billion people here.
Okay, so that means every single day, there's, let's see, 365 days in a year?
Mm-hmm. Every day you're losing like 9 people, 8.5 people to dogs. 70 people? That's crazy. My math was way wrong.
68.49 people. So
Getting killed by
half of a
dogs.
person is hanging on for like a day. And then if you do the mosquitoes, you've got...
Which are 400 and something thousand?
750,000.
But that's
That
like in
means
Africa.
Daily. Over 2,000 people.
That's insane.
Do
Dude,
you
that's
think those
crazy.
numbers are legit?
I'm sure they are.
Wow.
But that's talking about like Africa and like these jungles. That's not talking about Stark County with John Whedon at the helm. Like, that's not us. So like to give $25,000 to Stark County, like, I'm sorry, I would rather get bit by a mosquito and drive on a road that is solid. Do you know what I'm saying? Like no potholes. Like fix the potholes.
Yeah.
I'll buy some off or some Repel. Like, we'll figure this out. But don't. I mean, you're gonna spend $25,000 on mosquitoes when like small businesses are closing, roads are insane.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Okay, so then the question I have is, do you think that the numbers for the mosquitoes is like, let's say you're driving down the road in Africa, a mosquito bites you, you slap your neck and kind of jerk the wheel because the roads are so bad, you take off into the jungle.
No, they're probably counting
people.
malaria deaths.
Okay.
Yeah, I bet that's what it is. I bet you could look up like how many malaria.
Okay, I want you to take a wild guess on this. Each year, approximately 800,000 people need medical care for a dog bite.
Wait, say that again.
Each year, approximately 800,000 people need medical care for a dog bite.
Worldwide?
It's
got to be, because there's only like 400,000 people in America.
Okay.
No, that's not right. 400 million. 400 million.
Okay, I was going to say 400,000 in Stark County. So the 7 breeds that are thought...
I'm an idiot.
Here you go. The 7 breeds that are thought to commit the most bites
Can I guess
attacks are...
Okay.
I'll guess. I will give you this cup I got from Florida. Catalina Cabana, from the place we stayed at. I'll give it to you if you guess the number 1.
Pitbull.
Pitbull. Good guess. This is your cup.
Can I guess the other... I guess the other 7? Rottweiler.
That's the number 2.
Doberman.
No.
Okay, good, because I really like Dobermans. If I ever get a dog, I want it to be a Doberman.
This one's kind of a bummer.
And I don't have to get these in order. You just say the number once I say it.
You got 1 and 2 in order.
Okay. Labs. Black lab, yellow lab, something like that.
Are you joking?
I'm being serious. Just because there's so many of them.
Oh, no, they're not even on here.
Okay. German Shepherd.
German Shepherd's number 3.
I got the top 3.
One I've never heard of, but the other
aggressive are wiener dogs.
No.
Is that on a Dasher Hound? Yeah, those things are aggressive.
Yes.
Let's see. So we've got pit bulls, of course, the world's friendliest.
That's kind of a shock.
Yeah. Based on my pit bull Facebook pages that I follow, you would think they're all just clouds and unicorns, but apparently they're taking care of business out there. And then we've got Rottweilers, German Shepherds. I need number 4 and 5. Have I heard of this dog before?
Yes.
Boxer.
Nope. Give you a clue. American
Bulldog.
American Bulldog.
American Bulldog. I didn't think those were very common. Number 4 is American Bulldog. Number 5.
Number 5, you'll see it mixed with the pit. Starts with the letter M.
Mastiff?
Mastiff.
That's the starting 5, huh?
Starting 5, and then 6 and 7. 6 you may have gotten Siberian Husky, and then present
Really?
Canarios.
Siberian Husky?
Yeah, which I'm guessing they maybe are just mistaking it. Maybe it's just full wolf.
Yeah, but those dogs are like very active too. So I think people have Siberian Huskies just like in their houses in Ohio, and they're not letting them run around. Like I get that, but German Shepherds, I like German Shepherds. They're obvious, but like the thing with like a dog like that is like training is a must. Like this isn't just like, so
yeah. Take a wild guess on which one out of all those dogs, which one has the highest percentage of fatal dog attacks.
Gee whiz. I'm going to take a stab in the dark. Is it the pit bull?
Pit bull, yes.
Who would have thought?
Responsible for the most, yes.
Who would have thought?
Most of the fatal dog attacks.
Man,
so
I didn't see that coming.
6 times more dangerous than the second most dangerous breed.
6 times more dangerous. Yeah. But it's all about how you raise them. That's what you need to remember.
So I think they just had trouble being raised the right way.
Yeah, must be.
And then they only
homes.
compromise, this is hard to believe, around 6.5% of the dog population in the U.S. And yet they're 6 times more deadly than the second most deadliest dog.
So pit bulls are only 6% of dogs in the United States.
Yeah.
But they're making up a huge portion of the injuries.
Do you think that our justice system is rigged against them?
I think so. I think they are just, people are biased, and there's pit bull anger out there. And that's our mission here on this podcast, is to really just bring love to the pit bulls. So yeah.
I think I'm gonna look at getting one. Just bring it home as a surprise
for the kids.
Just for my wife and the kids.
Yeah, just rescue it.
Close your eyes, everybody. Get real close to the bed of the truck. I'm gonna just let down the bed of the truck and just let this thing just go.
Yeah.
Just see what happens.
All your chickens are gonna die. Your daughter Claire will probably kill it.
She would kill it. She would kill it. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. I like stuff like that. Like can you name this? Can you name the whatever? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, just interesting. The one I've never heard of that was kind of so way down on the list is a Doberman, but you've got a Labrador Retriever mix, Akita Chow Chow, a Preza Canario, which I don't know what that is.
Yeah, and is this just the United States or is this worldwide? It's got to be just the United States.
I think this is just the United States.
Yeah,
it doesn't say, but I think it is.
Interesting.
This is a cool picture. I think this is neat what they posted. That kind of cool.
Oh, it's a pit bull chewing through a chain link fence. Here, buddy, let's come home.
I think
he's just hungry for a dog biscuit, Jerry. Cut him some slack. His name's Bruno.
Oh, dude, maybe you could. Yeah, this could be a thumbnail or something. I'm gonna send this to you. This is pretty good.
Yeah, shoot that over to me. That's funny.
Anyway, sorry. So we were talking about pets to start the pod, and
yeah. So we got, we made some comments about dogs last time, and I guess we just want to issue a public apology, viewers.
What? Yeah, I was gonna say, what was said? Did anybody?
We're sorry that we didn't say all of that sooner. So that's where we're at. I don't know, Jerry. You with me on this?
I don't know what the viewer said, but I would
say
yes.
It's nothing bad. We didn't get any negative things.
I could care less if we drop down to 3 subscribers because of our content.
We've been gaining, so we're up to 18 now.
Dude,
so
we're about to hit 20.
So growth. My son Noah thinks we should have some kind of celebration when we hit 25.
25.
So I'm gonna angle towards the camera a little.
You know what though? 18, and 18 was the magic number on that one article from last week. Remember?
Oh yeah, 18 reasons why dogs are not people.
Yeah.
So yeah, that article's been changing lives. We're really thankful for that. Wow. We got some
18 subscribers. It's still males, or are we getting some female viewers?
There's some female interaction here.
Okay.
Yeah, we got some new subscribers, and then got some comments. Some people, someone commented on that short I made about the dad thing in Wendy's, and the guy just said, "Keep it up, hold your head high, continue to teach. We need more dads and men." So that was nice. That was a nice comment. Appreciate that. My friend Aaron from church was making fun of me for going out in the morning, and I said the phrase recentering, but where I go out in the morning and I just stand out. I do. I honestly do recenter.
You recenter.
So I really enjoy it, and especially now